but that's something that he will get better with age, I'm sure, and as Boilermaker fans, I'm sure, are hoping that he gets better about that.
Credit to Austin DeSanto, he did not respond in kind. He just kind of stood there and took it, knowing the right thing to do. We go to 141 now. Parker Filius for the Boilermakers, Max Murin for the Hawkeyes. You see Murin's got a heck of a shoulder wrap there. Something to keep an eye on for him today and the rest of the season.
Boilermakers just hoping to make it to a third period here.
Filius 12-4 on the year. Murin, perfect 9-0.
Coming in at 9-0 after getting a win down in Bloomington as well. As you said off the top, Hawkeyes sweeping the Hoosiers. A rout 41-0. Max Murin polished off that match with a 6-0 victory over Bolivar. Max Murin with some good wins on the season as well. Beat number 10 Tristan Moran from Wisconsin. Also up at Midlands, taking first place, beating Shakur Laney, Joshua Heil, 17 and number 7 ranked guys. Keep that perfect record.
That tells you how stacked 141 is nationally, that Murin, like you said, has some great wins, has an undefeated record, is ranked 7th.
7th in the country. As we see in a lot of weight classes, it's stalemates, to use the term, at the tops of all these weight classes, just because it's waiting for someone to slip up, waiting for someone to get caught. That drops them out of the rankings.
And for the guys ahead of him, he'll see a Big Tens. Pletcher, Lee, McKee, and Chad Red out of Nebraska. There's a nice double there from Murin, and he'll go to work on top.
Parker Filius doing a great job of getting right back up, not giving any riding time. Just 8 seconds of riding time there as Parker got right back up.
I believe the Purdue bench was wanting a count there, as it looked like Murin was hanging out on the leg, trying to keep Filius from getting his feet. A little bit early there from Murin. And now a good restart. Filius turns back into him. Murin down to the ankle once more. And works back up to the waist. Nice trip out of bounds, and Murin will stay in control. A little bit slower off the whistle, both guys that time. 30 to go here in the first.
I always find it interesting watching each guy's technique in those types of situations. We saw in the first restart that Murin put his weight very, very hard on top of Parker Filius, letting him know he was there, going right into the action, and that time kind of feeling out, see what his opponent was going to do in that moment. It's just very interesting to see how they changed their techniques mid-match. Constant
adjustments. Now we'll see what they do this third restart. Filius to his feet once again. Murin again, a nice trip on the edge, and he'll ride out the period. 59 seconds of riding time for Murin on that first takedown. He'll start the second period on bottom. Very compact bottom position there for Murin. Usually see that much elbow bend in the referee's position. Quickly to his feet, though, and there's the escape. And now back to hand fighting and see who gets the better of this tie. Another quick shot there from Murin. Switches the double to a single. Nothing yet.
Not only a great shot there by Murin, but great ability to get to stand up with it immediately, to not try and drive through knowing that that wasn't working and just stand straight up.
No takedown given there. The Iowa bench thought there should have been. And out of bounds they go in neutral.
Looks like Brands has the brick in his hand. I think he asked for Murin's opinion on the situation. Murin said, nah, probably not.
Yeah. Quick outside single attempt there by Filius. Nice head snap. No advantage gained. Back to the hand ties.
See Murin grinding his head into Schroeder. Just one of the little ways that you work into your opponent is just inflict any amount of pain you can anywhere in those little ways.
Heads came together there a little bit as Filius and Murin shot at the same time. Both on the same wavelength a bit. Another nice ankle pick there by.
Got blood on Murin.
Maybe when their heads came together there, it looks like it might be the bridge of his nose.
Yeah, Parker doesn't know it yet, but he's got blood all over the inside of his.
Boy, does he ever.
His right leg.
I'm not sure the trainers know yet either. They haven't taken a good look at the man's body yet. Parker was just anxious to get the match back going.
Similar, I think it was similar when Coach Brands over in the corner was considering throwing the challenge brick. I think that in that moment, Murin just wanted to get back into the match. He wasn't that confident in the situation that he had gotten the takedown that the challenge was going to be regarding. He wanted to get back into the match, wanted to keep up that momentum that he felt like he had. Didn't want a long delay to give his opponent a chance to catch his breath.
And it does look like a little cut under his eye. If this were boxing, that'd be a big deal, but it's not.
It is not, but we'll see if it opens back up.
And another caution on Murin there. He never actually, hands placement was never in place before he started. Second caution.
They're waiting on a change to the time. Looks like they got it.
And now a caution on green. And they'll reset the clock. That 3/10 just keeps coming off. So much confusion on these restarts now. Finally a clean one, and Filius has short time to try and get his escape.
Strong hold with the right hand by Murin across the chest of Filius. He's going to be careful. He's in a danger zone there.
Boy, was he ever. That clock could not have run out any sooner for Max Murin. Is
saved by the bell.
Very close to a defensive pin. Filius knew the spot he was in, so he just kept applying pressure, and the buzzer was his enemy. Good effort there by Filius. Now Murin needs some help on his shoulder wrap. .5-0 and nearly some fireworks there at the end of the second period here, 141.
Saw some life out of the Boilermaker crowd here, a packed Holloway gymnasium. It's merely standing room behind us. Great turnout for this duel. It's hard to tell with the colors being so similar, but it's pretty close to 50-50, I would say, in here with the Hawkeye fans.
Yeah, I think so too. They notoriously travel very well across the board, but certainly in wrestling where they're among the all-time programs.
And obviously they were down in Bloomington on Friday, so similar to what the team does, fans just taking an Indiana trip down in Bloomington on Friday night. I'm sure they enjoyed a day in one of the two locations yesterday.
Another quick restart there. Filius just beat the whistle. So 2 cautions apiece here in the third. Still 5-0 in favor of Murin. A chance here for Parker Filius. He needs to get on the board and then get to his offense. Nice roll. Comes out with an ankle.
Probably be in his best interest just to stand up and try to walk out of that.
He's got to fight his ankle free.
I think he's more interested in a reversal than the escape.
And now a stalemate given, and probably about the right timing there. I don't think they were going anywhere.
Especially with 1 minute and 19 seconds left. Let's get this back underway.
But there again, a completely different tactic on the restart from Filius.
And for Murin going straight to the ankle there.
And now Murin just goes with the tight waist control. Filius to his feet. Just got to break those hands. Over on the edge, Murin once again drops down to the ankle, works it into a trip. Such control on top from Max Murin. And there's a stall called against Murin. First one of the match there. For running the action out of bounds. A rule change a couple years ago. Trying to encourage offensive wrestling in bounds. Filius again to his feet, again hits the roll.
And about ended up in the same position they just got called a stalemate for. Good job by Filius in both of those instances with that roll, though. That's not an easy move to do, and it's certainly risky to give yourself up that way, but you have to be quick and certain about it.
Just unable to clear his ankles both times, and once again, Murin slams him back to the mat on the edge. Out of bounds they go. 18.4 seconds remain.
Murin has racked up close to 3 minutes, sitting at 2:57 right now of riding time. So it'll be an extra point for him when this one's complete.
Once again, great control. Murin, dominating performance on top here, and he'll get the. Well, I got a little premature there. 4.5 seconds left.
Surprised a little bit that Murin didn't decide, about a minute ago to release Filius, and especially as he'd racked up so much riding time, he knew he was going to get that extra point. That puts him at 6. He could have released him, got another takedown.
Yeah, go for that major.
You get to a point where you're controlling a match to the point where go for the extra point, extra team points.
Filius awarded a point there as Murin a little bit sloppy on the cover. That's his third warning. Filius again to his feet.
Both of
unable
these
to get
guys
free.
wrestling all the way through the end. It's great to see out of Murin and Filius going all the way through the buzzer there.
That's 3 more points for the Hawkeyes on the team score. They lead 13-0.